Wow. We get the W for taking on W today on ABC 123. Got my Weezer shirt. Got Weezer. But we're not going to talk about Weezer. We know plenty about Weezer already. So let's talk about Tom Waits. Tom Waits is an artist that took me many, many years to warm up to because he has a voice that sounds like a chainsaw in a blender. But he writes so many beautiful songs. So this past year, 2019, some brilliant soul somewhere said, let's make a tribute album called Women Sing Waits. And that way, these pretty songs can have some pretty voices to go with them. So I'm gonna play my favorite track off of this tribute album. It's by Phoebe Bridgers and it's called Georgia Lee. But first I'm gonna play Tom's version so you can hear the difference.
She just kept running away from this world. These children are so hard to raise good. Why wasn't God watching? Why wasn't God listening? Why wasn't God there for Georgia Lee?
And here's Phoebe Bridgers' version off of Come On Up to the House.
And somewhere a baby is crying for her mom as the hills turn from green back to gold. Why wasn't God watching? Why wasn't God listening? Why wasn't God there for Georgia Lee?
All right, so take your pick. I'm fine with either one. They're both a win in my book. This next artist, Cheryl Wheeler, is somebody I heard singing a duet with John McCutcheon on one of his albums, and I loved her voice so much that I went and grabbed the first album of hers I could find, which happened to be this. This is 2005's Defying Gravity. No, it is not a cover song from Wicked. But the song I love the most on here is a hard one to listen to because it's about grieving the loss of a parent, in her case her dad, but it's great at what it does, and sometimes we need songs like this. So here is Since You've Been Gone from Cheryl Wheeler's Defying Gravity.
Not to complain, we're just bereft, not deserted. Lord knows your rest was deserved. It's just your absence is present in all that I do, in the sun on the field, in the poem I keep saying, in the hymn that some church bells were playing. You have always been part of them, but I never knew. Since you've been gone, I'm just falling apart. There's a hole in my life, in my soul, in my heart, and I stare out this window till light becomes dark, and there's nothing that's touching me now.
All right, so Cheryl Wheeler. Our third and final selection is from Tess Wiley. Now, some of you may know her from her time as one of the guitarists in Sixpence None the Richer, but she also put some great stuff out as Phantasmic. This cover album, I Light Up Your Life, is spectacular. Then everything else was either Tess Wiley and her orchestra or just Tess Wiley. This album we're going to look at today is from 2001. It is called Rainy Day Assembly. My favorite track is Nice and Warm, and that also happens to be the name of it. This is Tess Wiley with Nice and Warm.
She's not falling for it. She's not smaller than your thumb.
right, so that does it for today. W for the win. I will expect to see you back tomorrow for the letter X. Do I even have any X CDs? We're gonna find out together. See you then.